Good day, SRA.
G'day SRA, we're here in Bathurst for the season finale of SRA Season 3. We're currently tuned into Division 3 racing tonight, and we're here with the 3D boys. We're here with Doug, Dadman, and Dom. Dadman, otherwise known as Tyler James. Boys, say hello.
Boys, welcome to the stream. I got a beer. I got my Foster's over here. And, hey! Did you get out of the Crocodile Dundee bullshit?
He's doing alright, chat. He's doing alright.
Oh,
I could see that
Sorry,
Tyler
I was-
brought his shrimp on the barbie and the didgeridoo in the background. He's keep cooking up something nice for all y'all. And I brought my trusty crocodile hat and Bowie knife. Now that's a knife.
It's a big old knife.
Dwayne, you tell me, what's the name of your croc boy there?
The name of my gator? None other than Steve Ulysses Irwin. I'll tell you what. I don't know if Ulysses is an Australian name or what, but if it's not the coolest goddamn name you've ever heard, then I don't know what is, mate.
Crikey, that's a nice name for your croc there, mate. Oh, boys, I'm excited for season finale here. Division 3's been rivaling with good battles on track all week. All season, I should say. And I can't expect any less from the mountain. All right, Mr. Duran, give us a walkthrough of the Mount Panorama track map.
Mount Panorama, speed and power, as I like to call it. 6.2 kilometers of pure Australian grit, mate. It's Aussie grit. It's the best kind of grit. At an elevation of 862 feet. And an average top speed of I don't know what, but it's probably high. This is one of the greatest tracks in all of ACC, and it's a fitting ending to our season. I really don't have any fast facts prepared other than this track was built in the 1930s. So it's been raced for a long time. A lot of cars have hit these walls. And also it's home to the fastest kink in touring car racing, which is that kink at the end of the chase, or at the entrance to the chase, I should say. Wow. It's like I've never lived in Australia before. It's like I'm drinking with Tyler. Tipsy Tyler's here tonight, everybody.
I legit did not realize that this track was like Doug's mom.
It's got it going on.
Got hit a lot.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Can we get some F's in the chat for Doug and his mom? And his mum, I should say.
His mum. McGinnis's mom usually gets all the attention, but my mom's brought into the equation now. But that's fine by me. Yeah, the only thing I know about this track in terms of nomenclature is that turn 1 is called Hell's Corner, and I can tell you from past experience that it feels like you're in hell when everyone bunches up together and proceeds to knock each other about. But, alright mates, grab your Vegemite. We're going to victory here. Let's take a look, I should say a gander, here at the team standings for Division 3. Alright. My buddy Rue here says let's put another shrimp on the barbie while we're looking at the team standings. Apex Hunters in the Bentley. Only a slight lead over the baseline racing with 835 points. Duran. Big Boys in P3 and Astral United in P4. It's a close race here. Only 35 points separating the podium.
35 points separating the podium, and anything can happen tonight. We've had 2 weeks of practice leading up to this race since we've raced at Hungaroring. So we're going to see who practices the most and who's reaping the rewards tonight. Who's going to be shotgunning the Vegemite out of the didgeridoo, as they say.
Needless to say, we got lots of people here excited to participate, and it's going to be a tight one here at the end. Switching over gears here, over to our driver standings. We got the native koala here. Say good day, mate. And Austin Sawyer, P1, commanding lead here, 595 points. Followed by Daniel Gutierrez, 491. If my math skills are right, I'm pretty certain that if Austin Sawyer just finishes the race, he comes in P1. And that means he's going to be drinking shotgun and a Foster's here at the end of the race, I imagine. Tyler, any thoughts about the rest of the grid here?
Well, I'm not going to be able to keep up the accent tonight, but my thoughts on Austin Sawyer shotgunning that Guinness will be, or I'm sorry, that Foster's. That'll be a great chub to put in the chat later on, but we will get to see a shoey out of him if he does finish tonight and win the championship.
I too am gonna ditch the terrible
Oh!
Australian accent, but what I can promise. Go ahead.
And boys, I just wanted to say, silver qualifying is just finishing, and Mr. Butler, I want to highlight this. Josh Revis Butler had not put in a valid lap the entire qualifying. However, his last lap, and he just started it, and it's just valid, he puts him on pole for silver.
You know what they say, Duran? All it takes is one good one.
Takes one good one. He's a goddamn legend for that, mate.
All he needed was one lap. Yep, you're right.
Well, now we're back on board, hinted by legendary admin Tyler James. We're back into looking at qualifying here. We're currently on board with the previously mentioned Austin Sawyer. The silver split has finished their 15 minutes of fame, and now they're parked in the garage waiting for the gold split to set their times. As you can see here, it's pretty dark out, but that's only because the qualifying is set 2 hours prior to race time. Come race, we're going to have some sunshine. It's going to be sunrise over the mountain.
Well, just to look at our current qualifying standings, so if you want to hop up, Doug, so people can see who are the top qualifiers for silver. If you want to just on the timing sheet on the left-hand side, you can only see.
As you can see here, P1 and Josh Butler.
Yep, Mr. Butler with his one and only good lap is good enough for pole for silver, and Mr. Miller, who is fighting for a podium spot tonight or on the championship standings, is P2 in silver.
We have another newcomer here, Wagner in P3. Jan Roderick's a familiar at the top of D3 here in P4. Passage in D5. And basically, someone I want to highlight here, Jack Patch. This guy, one, absolutely gorgeous livery, but two, spent some quality time with him in doing some coaching this week. Finds himself in P11 with a 2:09.1. That is much faster than what we had done previously. So kudos to the man for putting in that hard work and earning it on race day. But let's find our people on track here. We're on board with Durban Legacy.
Duran, what do you think will be our D3 pole qualifying time tonight?
D3 pole qualifying time. It's decent conditions out there tonight. Track's developing from fast to optimum pretty quick. I'd say D3 Gold to see a mostly optimum track tonight. I would have to guess, based on practice times, we'll see. I mean, Reeves has put up one hell of a time. I don't know how anyone's going to beat that, but this is where legends are made. I think we'll see a 2:04 flat tonight. And that's an Austin Sawyer with a 2:03.9.
Crikey, he gets a
That's
mega lap.
wild Austin Sawyer
Wow.
with a mega lap.
Wow, a second faster than Butler.
Talk about getting shit on. No offense, Butler.
Well,
But
not
Sawyer's-
Butler. Think about the rest of the silver grid.
That's true. Butler's just the first loser.
I can tell you that people were making bets in the chat beforehand in Discord, and there were different people claiming that they were going to have Roddy Toddy in the taking the podium tonight. My bet was on Austin Sawyer, so I'm glad to see him in P1.
I mean, I bet the future of the league on Gutierrez, so everybody better start pulling for him.
Well, I think you're shit out of luck, mate. Oh, he just came in P2. I was going to say I didn't see him because I scrolled down just as he had passed the finish line.
He's just warming up, boys. He's just warming up. He's got to get in the groove.
His first opening lap, he had a decent time. 2:04.2.
Sounds like Gutierrez is sponsored by Dadman.
For tonight's race, he's got a fan in the booth.
Let's hope he doesn't get the commentator's curse.
Make Dadman some money or your college fund is going away, I'm just saying.
We make enough money to sponsor a college fund? Say what?
SRA College Fund coming to you in season 11. Stay tuned.
After we sell 1,000 t-shirts. And
They sell a lot more.
we're only buying one textbook. Enjoy.
And it's going to be a digital PDF. We can't afford the real thing.
You're telling me?
Oh man.
It's quite hard to see here on the mountain in the dark. You can see the drivers navigating as close as possible without getting in each other's way. But it's very dark on the mountain. They need to invest in some lighting.
I know. This is why we don't do too many night races anymore, because it's too hard to watch.
You see some flickering headlights?
That's why we like that sunset or sunrise time frame. Still gives you this challenge without making the broadcast completely dark. All right, Pav is up there. Pav is putting in a time of a 2:04.6. He's about 7/10 off of Sawyer.
Pav is always a quick bet.
Yep. Gutierrez must have lost it somewhere on this track because he's not improving. So I think he's just setting up for this next one.
He took it slow through Skyline, didn't want to risk anything. Have to go back to the pits and take another outlap.
There we get some
But
light
he's
on
off.
that red beamer.
He's off, and it looks like he's got a good 10-1. I take it back. It was a mediocre 10-1.
I'm gonna put a sanction on you, Duran. You have to talk like that forever. You can't. That is your new voice.
Forever. Forever?
Change your SRA worldwide and just drop the pin somewhere in Australia.
Tell you what, there's not many Aussies in San Jose. I met one at work. But other than that, everybody's Korean.
You're from Perth? Or from Sydney? Two different people? Perth and Sydney, the rival cities in Australia?
Oh, really? I'm a fraud. I didn't know that.
Well, they're on opposite sides of the country, kind of like LA and New York.
Yeah, but we have a friendly rivalry. I feel like.
No, they do too, I'm sure.
I guess.
Then again, everything in Australia is trying to kill you. I mean, like giant kangaroos, giant
That's
spiders,
true.
giant
Why
snakes.
waste your time trying to kill each other?
All you need is a big knife to defend yourself, mate.
Or a crocodile.
A pair of gloves, if Kangaroo Jack ever comes up, you gotta box him.
Sick Ulysses on him.
Ulysses!
You let Ulysses off the chain, mate.
Hey, I just want to call out, we've got 20 viewers right now just in qualifying, and if you're watching the stream right now, I would love if you would hit that follow button on Twitch. I know not all of you are following yet, so that way we don't have to keep posting the links in the Discord. You guys will automatically be able to find us quickly and easily. So.
And you'll be notified when we go live.
Oh, well, if you turn on that notifications icon right there.
Oh yeah.
It's a decent lap from Gutierrez.
It is, mate.
Gutierrez is.
He's finished his lap
still
already, mate.
10th off, and Pav has improved his time. Pav is now only a 10th away from Sawyer,
And he's currently 2/10 up on his lap, mate.
And Pav is on a provisional pole lap.
Coming down the back straight.
Sawyer is on his out lap, so let's see what's going on. Let's see if he's able to keep it together. I know when that delta turns green, you get really nervous coming into the last couple of corners.
That kink was horrible, mate. He lost 2/10.
Hey, no kink shaming.
I don't shame the kink. The kink shames him.
Let me just say, at SRA, we are very kink friendly with all of the feet.
Oh, mate. He's
He's
400 off Austin Sawyer.
He's got time for one more at lap and one hot lap.
Another driver that's just taming the mountain right now is Flo. 8/10 up on his current lap time. Flo was putting on a massive performance last week at Hungaroring. He was practically pushing his competitors across the track, trying to battle.
Toddy as well. Toddy's 6/10 up. Toddy's
Flo and Toddy are teammates, and they're locking down the team championship on the top right now. So Does not
They are
surprise me
also
they're doing good.
right next to each other, giving each other toes. And like we said, we don't kink shame. They like toes. You know, we'll let them have it.
Or as Austin Sawyer calls them, digits. Which threw me for a loop. Banderi gets up to P4, it looks like.
Yeah, he does.
Really nice
Good
job
lap
there.
from Bendera. He's new. Toddy P4. Toddy.
And
And
Flo
then Flo
P6.
P6. Right behind him.
Austin
Butler.
Sawyer's up almost half a second on his lap.
Let's go on board.
See if he can hold it together, though.
Had to go through Skyline. Sketchy, 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 especially when you have parked cars on the right, or I should say on the left. He's looking smooth.
Well, Aoki is... Oh, Aoki, as soon as I hopped on board with him, he was over a second up on his time at the top of wrecked it going down the mountain.
It looks like Kyle Martin was yellow flagged up at the top of the mountain also. In the 729 Mercedes. Alright boys, we need to play him a funeral on the didgeridoo.
Sawyer is about to set a heater of a time for this D3 lobby. Coming up on these last couple of corners.
He's about to out-qualify me.
He's currently 3/10 up. Just lost some time there. Because now he's looking at about 2.5 tenths up.
And blows it in the last corner. Or doesn't?
Hey, he made back a
2.5
tenth.
tenths.
I guess he always blows it in the last corner.
Tyler, what were our qualifying times yesterday in D1? I know I was at like a 203 something.
We had a legend that did a 201, a low 201. I did a 202.4.
You were 202?
Yeah, it was
Duran,
202.
you and I were pretty close together. What was your lap time?
I did a 203 flat, mate.
Yeah, I was somewhere near there. Meanwhile, Austin in D3 encroaching our times. That's scary.
Pav and Gutierrez are both on heaters.
Yeah. Let's go on board
Especially
with Pav.
Pav.
Yep.
Oh!
And
Benderi, Pav, and Gutierrez are all so close to each other.
I'll tell you what, that's commentator's curse. Pav was up almost half a second on his lap, and as soon as we mentioned it and moved the camera over to him, he immediately dropped all that time.
Hey, Gutierrez is on a provisional pole time. Coming into the last couple of corners, half a second up. He is on a provisional pole if he can hold it together.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Nails it. Absolutely nails it. And Gutierrez, P1.
Gutierrez, P1, baby. I know we're not supposed to have favorites in the booth, but that went out the window after the first 7 races. And we started taking bets on the drivers, wagering houses, cars, leagues. We take it seriously here.
Good thing I got plenty of houses to go around, mate. These feet picks affording quite a bit.
Well, that actually brings us to our first commercial break. It is SRA OnlyFans, where you can get your daily content of feet toes, or Doug's feet and toes. Doug's feet and
Doug's
toes.
digits is the
Doug's digits. DDs, baby. DDs.
The only double Ds you'll ever need.
Oh my gosh. Dom, you're the only double D I ever need.
Thanks, mate.
Dom, does your middle name start with a D by chance?
No.
Oh, damn.
No.
Damn.
My mom didn't think I was that special.
The chat wants Chloe picks, but we cannot hand out thick picks like that for free. You gotta subscribe to the OnlyFans.
Tyler, go ahead and now that qualifying is over, we're rounding out. Pav is still on a heater, 5/10 up, which would put him very close to pole, if not pole.
That is a provisional pole lap right now.
He's got a long way to go.
He does. He's 8/10 up now. Back down to 7.
I don't know if I can bring this back, but he's on a flamer.
What'd you call me?
Not you, mate.
Whoa.
We've been over this, Dom. Flavor's not the word. And then you say you need a thesaurus.
The Aussies haven't caught on yet.
They're not
it's
PC.
Still okay.
No diversity and inclusion for the Australian continent.
Oh, they lived in a bubble for all of COVID.
Just reorienting back to Pav. He's on a provisional pole. Mr. Sarver is also improving on his lap by 9/10 right now. So is Aoki. Aoki's up 1.7 seconds.
Kyle Martin up 1.9 seconds. 2 seconds.
I didn't even see 2 seconds. Mr. Martin.
That's
he's
Kyle
Martin.
Martin.
He's Mr.
Martin.
Martin now. little Latin flair.
Claro que sí, Martin.
Oh, Pav is like flirting with Pole. He is right there.
He's sending Pole DMs right now.
I love this man Aston on a pole.
Aoki sets a blistering time, puts him into P11. Nice
Mr. Martin
job.
put it up into P20.
And Pav.
Last one is Pav. Pav is on
Oh,
pole.
Puts it on pole the last lap of
He
qualifying.
Clutch.
That is
Clutch.
sick. Well done.
Pav, Gutierrez, lock out our front row. We got Sawyer and Benderi, second row, and Toddy and Flo on the third row. Then we have our silver pole, which is Mr. Butler, and then we have Miller in P8, Wagner and Rodericks in the fifth row. So 9 and 10.
Very nice. I want to share with everybody this beautiful sunrise over the mountain, the sun cascading golden rays over the peaks and valleys of the Australian countryside.
And while Doug is doing that, let me take a moment to tell you about our new Patreon, which will allow you to sponsor any point in the stream and have us shout out anything that you would like. You can make it about your personal business. You can just give a shout out. You can talk trash to your competitors, or you can make us say something silly. And so with that, let me call out one of our first sponsors from one of the meme lords in the league. And that this lull in action is brought to you by Coach Jeffrey's Academy. One-on-one and group coaching sessions for your sim racing, grilling, and general life advice. You know, I'm really interested in what life advice Coach Jeffrey's Academy is offering. And because you are an SRA follower and subscriber, you can use promo code ChloeThick, and that's thick with 2 C's, for 50% off your first 3 months. It is a worthwhile subscription service for the life advice. So seems like the chat is interested in the grilling advice. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Mr. Jeffries give out life advice in the chat, you might be subscribing for that and getting faster times while you're eating good. So again, promo code ChloeThick with 2 C's for 50% off your first 3 months. And that's our first message by one of our SRA sponsors.
I don't really have words to describe the fact that y'all want butt pics of my firstborn dog, but at the end of the day, I'm all for whatever the community wants.
They want toes.
I guess.
I can tell you that's what they want. Toes down the back straight.
For the first time all season, I gave the community a drive-through of all different liveries featured in D3. I taught myself how to do that this past week so I could give you guys better content. So there's that for you. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, so we have 2 Astons in the top 3, and then we have Gutierrez splitting the 2 of them, Banderi and the McLaren, and then we have the Toddy and Flo combo, which we've seen before. They don't really operate with the principle of team orders, these 2 drivers. So
which 2? Toddy and
Flo. Robbie,
they
Toddy,
battle
and Flo.
it up.
Yeah, they push each other to the brink. So I'm being interested to see if we're going to have a difference of strategies here, seeing as this track is notorious for taking prisoners. Pressuring one another into a mistake may be detrimental to the 2 of them. And right behind them is Mr. Butler, Josh Rivas Butler. He has been practicing like crazy for the Bathurst race here this week, and we're hoping that he can claim the full hour without collecting the wall. as we go
Collecting
down.
the wall or the wall collecting him?
One and the same here, unfortunately. Another newcomer, Ken Miller, has been here for a few races. Does a good job of qualifying P8. Wagner, relatively new driver, P9. As you see, the cars gracefully climbing the mountain. Plenty of sunshine and a lot of innocent bystanders in the grass off to the side there, waiting with popcorn in hand for cars to come careening down. Jan Rodricks, P10. Aoki close behind in P11. Passage, who was fighting for top 5 last week, finds himself in P12. Durban Legacy, the silent warrior, always in chat but never speaks. He's an enigma, this one, but finds himself in P13. Lucky 13. Scott Sarver, I'm sure he's got a pretty big audience cheering him on this week. Finds himself in P14 for Astral Audi team here. GTG Jobry, P15 in his patented BMW M4. Shackelford in P16 behind. JBMF Ruzik in P17. Kyle submitted ticket Martin in the Mercedes in number 729, P18. Harry Hill, Weed Men 420, P19. Connor Farrell in another Audi, rounding out top 20. Burtis 21 with a KFC McLaren. Jack Patch finds himself in P22. A great effort from him. Shows great progress throughout practice, which is great. Shepard in the Beer and Skids Audi in P23. Philip Menzies in P24 for Boba Boys Racing. Dan Meyer, which the camera is desperately trying to find, in P25. Channing in P26. Kyle Miller, which finds himself in the pits, unfortunately. Must have not hit drive. And Lorenzo.
We're about to start the race, Doug.
Yep.
We're about to start the race.
Yep. So we're here. They're doubled up, about to come through. But as we saw there, both Lorenzo and Kyle Miller, both very competitive drivers, stuck in the pits. All right.
About to get underway for the season finale of D3.
Green. Off and away, SRA. Good luck, mates.
Gutierrez decides to back out.
Yep, he backs out. Does not want to get in an accident in turn 1.
Going side by side up the mountain here. Who's going to commit to turn 2 here?
And make it through clean. Well done to the D3 driver, showing the patience.
What a camera angle. Oh my god, looking at all those cars.
Absolutely beautiful. Look at the procession.
Oh my goodness. Look at these guys, side by side, up the mountain, some of them. They're yielding, they're giving space, but they're keeping their elbows out at the same time.
The entire grid is within 0.5 of each other.
Holy cow! Look how close they all are.
They're snaking through.
I'm proud of these boys already. It's only lap 1, and I think they've already shown their worth.
I'm especially proud of them on lap 1. Holy cow!
We gave them 2 weeks to practice, and it's showing. I love it. As we see Banderi collect the wall on the exit of the long straight, that's going to compromise him immensely. Robbie Totti already looking to pass him. Banderi has the inside line, which is not the optimum line here. The two Bentleys kind of stepping over each other a little bit.
With Butler right behind, waiting for one of them to make a mistake. Oh, this is a tough one. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. They are bumper to bumper on lap 1 and making it through. Just behind you see that purple Audi challenging that Ferrari, and he gets...
Ken Miller pushes Wagner off to the side. Wagner,
No, I think
big loser.
Wagner went Wagner went a little bit wide, and Wagner needs to collect his car before he causes more damage. I think Wagner was on the inside and just went wide, and didn't realize that the Ferrari was out there.
Aoki was right behind that. As you see Durbin flashing, looking for all the attention on stream here. Aoki's putting the pressure on now. Hopefully he can capitalize. As you see, yeah, Rivas and Flo going side by side up the mountain. Rivas able to get by. What a move.
Oh no, the Ferrari pit the... Oh!
Ken Miller spins Flo. Flo's stuck on the mountain. Kyle Martin hits him sideways.
God, no!
This is not ideal. Yellow flag. The marshal goes crazy.
Martin, return to pits. Or not Martin. The Bentley needs to return to the pits.
Flo. What's Flo's view look like? Let's see.
He's trying desperately just to stay out of the way.
Oh, now he's perpendicular.
This is not ideal.
God, no.
And GTG is in the same scenario.
Stay on here. Oh, this is the textbook.
Oh no!
No!
Kyle Miller says, "Can I squeeze by my?"
Oh.
Pardon my dust.
Was that Austin Powers? Was that Austin Powers?
Oh yeah, and GTG's car is feeling the pain.
Oh, for good measure, rubbing every wall on the way up.
We knew it was gonna happen. It just didn't know it was gonna happen so soon.
We got some real Misano vibes here tonight. Misano pit lane for anyone who remembers. I don't remember who actually got jammed in there.
Jacob Rogers, the legend.
Jacob Rogers.
Not with us
no,
tonight.
Mr. Butler! Butler just lost it. He just lost it on the last corner. He was just by himself and came out of the last corner and hit the wall.
We're checking it on a replay. Yeah, too much curbing. Oh, he does hit the wall too. That's unfortunate.
That's as bad as it gets, mate. I don't know what to tell him. That's brutal. Probably collected a decent amount of damage there too. You're going to lose a lot of speed on the straights here if you got damage. At the end of the straights, you'll find most of your overtaking spots, I'd say 75% of them. The other 25% are if you show some stones.
Show some stones. I like Aussie Durham. Speaking of stones, Butler brave on the brakes despite having damage. Gets past JB, MF, Ruzic.
That inside line on turn 2 is key. You can't. I'd say it's almost impossible to overtake on the outside.
Let me say, Gutierrez is closing the gap on Pav up in the front. He went from a 1.6 second gap to a 0.6 second gap.
I was gonna say right here.
Yep, that's our battle for 1-2 right there.
Down the back straight. Gutierrez in the toe.
Yep. Oh man, nothing like an SRA driver and some toes. Am I right?
It's becoming chronic.
It is chronic.
Before it just used to be a meme. Now it's just a common topic.
Now it's a lifestyle.
As I see Channing in the pits. What's happened to the man? And Jack Patch, yellow flag for my boy.
Oh, it was on the top of the mountain is where he lost it. He just kind of came over. He didn't lose any, he didn't touch the wall or anything, it looks like. He took the cautious route. So it looks like, yeah, Gutierrez and Sawyer, or Gutierrez and Pav, battling it out for P1 and 2.
Exit there. See if he catches him at the end of the straight. Pav's got to cover the inside line.
Shackelford on the sector 3 after the kink, yellow flag also.
Yeah, he just went long in that braking zone and went off track. Oh, Durbin after the exit of turn 1 went off track. Lost a couple of positions, but it looks like he avoided damage. We've got Mr. Trackalicious himself in the chat.
Eric, is that you?
That Eric?
Good evening, mate.
Good eye, Eric.
Good eye. Play your didgeridoo for us, mate. SRA theme song.
Da, 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 da.
No, mate, that's not our theme song. We don't have enough royalties for that.
We're gonna get
Formula One.
demonetized before we were ever
Yeah.
monetized.
Formula One branding, mate. They come after
Oh,
you.
well, now
quick.
you said it. Nobody knew where it was from, but now you put a name to it.
Formula.
Formula Grit.
Yeah.
Boys, the battle at the front is still within half a second.
We're on board, and every once in a while you see Austin Sawyer in the background looming 1.5 seconds back. But Gutierrez, this is the lap, I think. 4/10 back. He's in deep in the toe. Don't say it. And if he can get a good exit in the kink here, he's gonna be good. The word kink and toes in the same sentence.
Tell me about those deep toes again, Doug.
I'm over you. Tyler's never allowed back in the booth.
Well, let me just say, with Mr. Butler going off earlier on in the race, he's out of position, and he is hawking down drivers. I've seen him make a couple overtakes already. The damage is not slowing him down back in the grid. It'll be something we'll want to keep an eye on later as he makes another overtake on Dan Meyer.
Clean moves there. I switched over to Aoki for a brief second because he is right behind Ken Miller in the Ferrari. Gutierrez is still about a half second back from Pav. They're climbing the mountain in tandem. Yeah, Aoki is right behind Ken Miller.
Does Miller have damage?
Open. Miller's got a bit of damage on his rear diffuser. Oh, he left the door wide open, but Aoki didn't want to take it.
A lot of respectful driving here.
And right behind you saw Passage do an overtake on Durbin Legacy for P10. Just passing through the shot there in the background.
Yeah, Durbin has damage, I think. No, actually he does not. He just went off that one time. Oh, and the mountain collects hill a little bit. He taps the side of the wall.
And Burtis capitalizes, takes P13 from Dan Meyer.
Aoki getting all kinds of squarely coming out of there.
No kidding, Mike. And now he's under duress from Passage.
Yeah, he's lost the gap to Miller, and one of the chat's favorite, Mr. Passage, got a chance to make a move.
This car's looking looser than a koala on cocaine.
I do love a bit of alliteration, mate.
Don't know I've ever met a koala on cocaine.
I'll tell you what, they sleep about 20 hours out of the day, but those 4 hours, man, when it's on, it's on.
They a rowdy bunch, eh?
I'll tell you what, you put a knife in their hand, they go, that's a knife, and then they go at it.
They wake up, pound some Vegemite, and then they're ready to wrestle Croc.
Oh, man.
Vegemite on a bed of eucalyptus leaves.
Amen, brother. We're going to ditch this Aoki battle, switch back over to Gutierrez as the camera tries to find the boat. They're climbing the mountain. Gutierrez hawking down Pav, and Sawyer right behind.
Sawyer has closed the gap.
Tyler, can you remind our audience the format of our race, because we're encroaching a very specific window.
Did you say Tyler?
I said Tyler.
Oh, Tyler.
He just has to process it a little bit because he had a couple beers. He starts thinking a little slower.
It's more than a couple, boys.
Oh,
Tipsy Tyler is about to come full force out here. We are in an hour-long race with a 10-minute pit window in the middle of the race. So at the 35-minute mark, you will see drivers start to go into the pits to try and get overtakes done. use the strategy to their advantage. Some of them might have to refuel a little bit because this is a thirsty track, almost thirsty as Doug's mom. And the
As you
pit
say
window will
that,
close
Butler
at
has
the-
a yellow flag on the mountain. Another big
No!
moment, and he has a lot of cars passing him.
He pulls off to the side of the road.
And
He
teleports
returned
to
pit.
pits. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You hate to see it.
Qualified on pole for silver. Anyways, it is a 60-minute race. Must pit in the 10-minute window and take at least a liter of fuel. Some of these thirsty cars, like I was saying about Doug's mom, who's really thirsty,
Shots
will
fired.
need more than a liter.
You said it 3 times. I mean, it's got to be true. That's Jack Patch with a yellow flag. He's spun.
Jack-
Top of the mountains looks like.
No, Mr. Patch.
Patch is
Jack-
perpendicular.
Oh,
Jack Patch
no.
is going to need to spend more on his coaching lessons.
A little
if you-
3-point turn from Patch. And that's Shacklefoot and Ruzick, also in an incident.
If you saw, Pav was defending against Gutierrez, had to cover the inside. He's getting really worried about Gutierrez right behind him.
Rightfully so, mate. He's right there. Been planted for the whole past 3-4 laps or so. Sawyer being patient. Other good. Tardy flat on the back of Bandari.
Yeah.
1/10,
Less than a
mate.
tenth between them. Yeah. And they're about to come down the mountain. Oh man.
I don't know who the producers are on this track, but the camera angles are absolutely fantastic.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning.
You know, these cameramen are pretty brave to stand directly in the line of fire of these drivers as they come barreling down that mountain.
And this helicopter, mate, flies right next to billboards and power lines.
Gutierrez and Pav are going side by side into the final corner. Oh, and they
Oh no!
Oh!
Gutierrez is deep into the corner. Luckily, there's a lot of runoff over there.
That's Gutierrez losing several positions. All the way down to P6 for him.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's back on now, but Pav comes back on. But Sawyer able to capitalize, gets past the both in one moment.
That's where Sawyer runs away with it, in my opinion. Unless Pav didn't collect that much damage, and then in which case, he might be in good shape still.
You know, he got a
Smart.
really bad exit after turn 1, and now he's under duress from Bandari. Pav just taking L's right now. And Pav backs out. Bandari takes the position. Nice move.
And Toddy's right behind him.
Bandari proving you can take that spot on the outside. Impressive stuff.
K Miller 138. I don't know if that's Ken or Kyle. I forget. Teleported to the pits. He was up in the top, maybe 11, 12 maybe. Now he's in the pits, falling swiftly. That is unfortunate. Pav looking to take the position back from Bandari. He wants it back. Toddy right on the back. They have to be very careful here. Any subtle difference in pace can cause disaster. As you see there, Toddy almost pushes Pav down the mountain. Oh, this is going to be prime time overtaking opportunity for Toddy. He's deep in the toe.
Don't forget, Pav's also in the toe. He's got a little bit of help from Bandari ahead.
2 sets of toes, mate.
Just how Tyler likes it.
Who's that the digits?
Cringe, mate. That's cringe.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And Darius pulled a little bit of gap. And that's brought Wagner in, who has the fastest lap of the race right now. He's now the tail end of this three-way battle. Man, I don't know. Bathurst reminds me a lot of it reminds me of college, to be honest. Pinky got some three-way battles, and I finished earlier than expected. So.
And it costs a little premium.
You had a different experience than me, Mike.
Rand stayed longer. Got his money's worth.
Got Toddy, who just got overtaken by Wagner. Man, Wagner's found some pace here. You know, he's like, you know what? I'm in the groove. These guys are making mistakes in front of me. I'm gonna take advantage.
Meanwhile, Austin Sawyer, I don't know what kind of gap he's building behind. No, he doesn't have a gap yet.
Yeah, he's just outside of the second range. But do we see Wagner?
Toddy kisses the wall a little bit. Wagner does get by Toddy a while ago, like you were about to say. Toddy kisses the wall a little bit. And Wagner's right on the back of Pav.
I do want to say our leaders are approaching their first set of blue flags. So we are going to see how this affects their race. Yeah, Wagner's got a little front end damage too. I don't know, I've still been incredibly impressed with the racing so far in the first 20 minutes around the toughest track in ACC. Man, we got Wagner's pushing Pav. Benderi's got Sarver in front of him, which is a blue flag. What is Sarver going to do with 4 cars right behind him? He lets off. He lets him by. Does a good job. Realizes this is not his battle. This is his chance to let them go by, not affect their race. What I was going to say is I'm impressed with how we did not have a massive pile up going up or down the mountain. The toughest track in our D3 division is racing this clean. It shows that just because it doesn't matter your pace, it matters about your skill and your mindset and
your purpose. If you drive with a purpose to be clean, you'll be clean.
Yep.
Until a wild kangaroo comes across the track and fucks it all up. Oh, that was profane.
Oh, Wagner!
The devil, he saw a kangaroo!
The kangaroo!
Oh,
you saw him right there. He said,
Jack put a banana peel on the road.
He's got a teleport. Yeah, he does.
Oh, he teleported. Oh, man.
Yeah, I hate to see it, mate. Just as we were talking about how clean the racing was, he has an absolute moment, collects the wall, and Toddy bumps him off it. Toddy collects even more damage. Further back, fighting for P8 is Miller and Aoki. That's Ken Miller in front. At least Wagner can go home telling himself that when he crashed, he had the fastest lap.
I'm kind of impressed with how spot on SRA is with their commentator's curse. In every division, the commentator's curse strikes true 90% of the time.
We're taking prisoners left and right.
Literally, people are gonna start paying us to not say their name on stream because it's pretty damning whenever we say your name.
We already have people like Steven Sarver who literally ask us not to talk about him. In jest.
Yeah,
we can go on board with him right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's go ahead and talk about him. And who else didn't want us to talk about him? Let's go ahead and hop on board with them as well.
Alright, so Sarver just driving.
Boys, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Gutierrez got past Toddy because Toddy now has more damage, or Toddy has damage from that accident with Wagner.
What's crazy to think about though, boys, is that we're short into this race, not even halfway, and that is the top. The leaders have already surpassed. This is Sarver, and he's about to be passed by what?
P16.
Yeah, P4 already. So they're already lapping around already. A lap down. That's insane.
So Menzies is also lapped. So, oh no, Menzies is not lapped. I take that back. But Menzies is the next to be lapped. So only the top 15 drivers are on the lead lap.
Yeah, that's insane. Sarver's carving up the mountain right now, though, and he's gonna be pulling over here on the straight, letting Mr. Gutierrez by in that wounded BMW. We'll leave you be, good sir, my sweet prince.
Aoki's back on the tail of Miller if we want to hop on board or hop over there to that battle.
Oh, we're here, baby. We're here. Aoki's pushing down the mountain. 8/10 behind. Oh, Burtis has a yellow flag. Okay, collects the wall on the left a little bit. That McLaren's worse for wear. A few pieces of the chicken fell out of the 20-piece bucket. It's looking sad.
All right.
Keep pushing, my friend.
I'll cook some more up on the Bobby.
There you go.
You know, shrimp at KFC is actually Australia's most popular protein. I have no idea. I'm just talking out of my ass, but
Instead of mashed potatoes on the side, you get Vegemite.
excuse me, I gotta go to the loo to throw up.
Some Ulysses tail, some fried Ulysses tail.
You leave Ulysses out of this, your mind.
Like that.
Croc, can they come over there? Show you what's good. Oh, Aoki's back to 3/10.
Looks like we're approaching the pit window, boys.
54 seconds out, mate.
Aoki is closing that gap. Oh my goodness, he's on his tail.
They're encroaching the climb.
We're gonna back off up the mountain. I can't see Aoki trying to put a move on Miller in the mountain.
Aoki taking it nice and smooth through there. Doesn't want to risk damage, especially at this stage of the game. He's already made it through 25 minutes.
Doug, we do have a chat favorite who is in a battle right now, Mr. Passage.
We can do it.
Rodricks.
We can do it.
Coming
I'm
down
on
the
hood
mountain.
cam. The samurai is swinging on the bumper of Jan Rodricks here. Oh, gets a killer exit.
Oh boy. You know that BMW's a dog in the straights. Let's see if Passage can get him.
The Ferrari's got some legs.
Ooh.
We're about to witness a Ferrari 6th gear here. An absolute stallion.
Do they have Applebee's in Australia? He's about to take him.
The Gapplebees.
Oh, he backs off. He backs off. He says, "You know what?"
Oh, but he's
a cutback. He's got the move done. What? Wow. Wow.
That was clean. As we
that
see,
was some skill.
Yeah, that was nice. That was really nice. As we see some people limping into the pits early, Gutierrez being one of the most notable, P4.
Same with Toddy.
Yeah, and Toddy also going into the pits. Benevolent Sarver in the pits.
They want to get in and repair that damage they got from earlier on in the race. Passage gets a terrible exit because he went in the grass, but still better than Rodricks, so he's able to hold off that.
Yeah, Rodricks did monkey see, monkey do, and followed him through the grass a bit.
I hate that. Ooh, did Toddy? Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say, did Toddy get an overtake done in the pits? But it was just because his pit stall is in front of Gutierrez.
Calculated.
Yep, so right now we're gonna see a lot of drivers headed to the pits. Ooh, excuse me, those beers are getting to me. Head into the pits and take their mandatory pit stop, repair that damage from anything that they've had happen earlier on in the race, take that liter of fuel, or several liters of fuel if you're a Ferrari, and see if they can get an undercut or overcut done.
You know, we're seeing something similar to last night where we didn't have too many people bunched up on the grid. Not many people getting held up by cars ahead. So it's not, unless you got damage to repair, it's not a huge incentive to go into the pits early.
I switched over to JBMF Ruzik, who's climbing the mountain right now. And he's trying to chase down Ken Miller in the Ferrari ahead. And
Mr.
Ken
Miller is
Miller.
up. Oh, there's an
Oh
accident!
boy! Oh boy!
Everybody stays safe for the most part.
I was about to say, Ken finds himself plastered on the bumper of Dan Meyer, but somebody in an Audi was off to the side. Scary business.
That's why you respect the yellow flags, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely, but we've had a lot of solo car accidents tonight, just from driver mistakes.
Did we have any of those yesterday, Tyler?
We did not.
You sure?
100%.
Okay.
Then what happened to you? Was that a voluntary retirement, or?
You saw a kangaroo come across the road. It's alright. He didn't want to hit it.
Crikey, that's a big one, he said. He pulled over to take a picture.
When you see that sunrise, you just kind of have to take a minute to admire it.
No
And I
kidding.
took about 40 minutes to admire it from the pit lane.
That's how nice it was, huh? Well, Ken is pushing to chase down Dan Meyer still, but further up ahead, Banderi is right on the back of Pav again on the back straight. Oh, glad I checked in because Banderi goes for
absolute send.
Long. He went deep.
He went deep and lost it a little bit, and there was another car off. That was super close.
Legacy's right there.
Yep.
Brought into the mix. Golly.
Durbin is a lap down though, so he's definitely out of the mix here.
Doug, did we change our settings on the Twitch for the NC-17? Because I don't know if we can show people going that long and that deep on stream. It's like I said, we're gonna be demonetized before we even get monetized.
You're lucky that I couldn't use the specific Discord application audio, so I can't mute you alone. Okay. Thanks, OBS.
Boy, I wish Durbin was in the booth right now. Absolute silence would get out of him.
And boy, is that quality compared to the commentary of Mr. James. But yes.
Daddy Dadman.
But yes, we are mature audience selected. Speaking of mature audience, on the back again, Ken Miller all plastered on Dan Meyer through the kink. Oh, he's going for the bomb.
Sends it.
Oh, let's see it. Let's see it.
Does not
Long
make the corner.
Everybody's going deep, and nobody can pull out fast enough. That's why Tyler has 2 kids.
Been there, done that, my friend.
Wait, was it both of them, or is it one of them, or?
It was shallow and left it in.
Shallow and couldn't pull it out.
But yeah, Miller's gonna try and regroup here and try and chase down Dan Meyer again, who survives for another lap.
That's Dan Meyer. He just pulled a Hamilton. He went straight on.
He did.
Oh, what? He just lost it.
And
Not paying attention.
the commentator's curse was that he was going to survive another lap, and then he chooses to do this.
Brake magic.
He was pulling a Tyler, admiring the scenery. Oh, Durbin, no. What happened, buddy?
Urban just was getting his blue flagged, or was coming up on people that were getting blue flagged or something, and just kind of went off track a little bit.
Okay. Austin Sawyer blinks. He's in the pits along with Pav. Aoki chasing.
That leaves Banderi as our leader of the race for this lap. Let's see if If Benderi can close the gap on Sawyer and pull
Duran.
off a better pit stop.
Duran, let us know who comes out of the pits first, Sawyer or Pav.
Give me a second, mate. It looks like it's Sawyer.
Oh man, and Pav is still in the pits. Sawyer just gained a whole mess of time on him.
Pav
He
must have
did.
damage.
Like 10 seconds. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's a huge time loss for Pav. That was probably a strategy choice. Probably took half and half fuel. He's been known to do that on previous races.
I'll tell you what, he came out P3. It's not the worst thing in the world. He might have taken tyres as well.
No kidding.
Well, no, he didn't take tires. He didn't
Oh,
stop
no,
for
not that
Nah,
long.
just
30
just
seconds.
fuel.
Yeah.
Just fuel. What?
He
a
does half and
bold
half fuel.
strategy.
So I'll give you this. Time stopped for Pav was 14 seconds. Time stopped for Sawyer, 8 seconds.
What the?
And get this, Sawyer has one of the quickest pit stops out of anybody. Only Farrell and GTG had a faster pit crew at a 7-second pit stop. So Sawyer did absolutely nothing. He did just splashed and dashed, as we like to say. Roderick's also did a splash and dash.
Aoki gets past Dan Meyer as Dan Meyer pulls off into the pits. One of the last people to do so. Banderi is the last person on track that needs to pit. Where is he at right now? Oh,
he's P1.
Yeah, he's P1, but he's coming around the final corner. This is the final lap to do it. If he doesn't go in now, he's cooked. On the back.
He's got a 27-second gap, but the problem is your time stopped is about 36 seconds, but you do save a little bit of time in the pits. We'll see. We'll see if he's able to close the gap to Sawyer. I doubt it with how fast Sawyer's pit stop was. I don't think he's gonna close it.
Sawyer's got Red Bull's pit crew working for him.
We have talked in weeks prior that D3 can make up a lot of time if they practice their pit stops a little bit more. Let's see if there's good execution on this one.
Sawyer absolutely gaps him.
Oh, absolutely. That was
He is
him just
gone.
driving by. Yeah, Banderi, a long pit stop. He must be taking tires.
Yeah. Something. What is
Yeah.
Benderi doing?
Yeah, Sawyer driving
30
off into the sunset. I guess sunrise, technically.
Benderi was stopped for 26 seconds, so it wasn't even tires. He was just repairing damage.
Most likely, yeah.
He gave up P2 to do that. Oh no,
Look.
he did stop for 30 seconds. He did tires.
Okay.
It was 30 exactly.
That's a strategy choice there. The only battle on track at the moment is Gutierrez 6/10 behind Roderick.
Man, I know Benderi's driving a McLaren, but I kind of think he's driving a Ferrari with how bad of a strategy choice that was.
Oh, you don't know. I mean, Banderi could have known. As you know, drivers got to respect, what they bring to the table. Maybe he just wasn't confident enough to do a full hour without fresh tires the whole time. Because I can tell you that the last 15 minutes of our race started to feel a little bit slippery, and it was definitely a lack of confidence towards the back half. It caused me to have a couple moments.
After doing a couple hour practice races, this had like the least tire wear out of any of the tracks that we've done this season. So I think this is the one track where if you want to push it on tires, you can do it, because it's not a tough track on your tires. If you think about it, like 3/4 of the track is just a straight line. So it's pretty easy on them.
Yeah, but you're also a dainty-footed driver. Some of these guys are just ripping the wheels off these things and locking up the brakes as they go up and down.
You're right.
Yep, some different strokes for different folks. Someone who just destroys tires like Josh Arnold can attest to that.
Yeah,
who I think is the
I was gonna say,
D1
let's talk
silver
about-
champion.
I would love to talk more about Josh's strokes. So tell me more about what he does.
Duran, anything you want to look at tonight
I
specifically?
can't speak to Josh's strokes, but I'll tell you what. I got nothing.
Well, speaking of having nothing, let's change to something. Sarver, as soon as I switch over, he goes off track. Oh no,
That's why
We're
we
batting
should
1,000
stop
tonight,
talking.
boys. We're
It's-
batting 1,000.
it's fruitless. He was 4/10 behind, and as soon as I switch over, he's doing the lawn job. What?
No.
The McLaren in front's looking worse for wear, so if there's a car to overtake, it's that one. Burtis is nursing that KFC McLaren home. Flo is also encroaching here, closing the gap to Shackelford in front. Oh.
I don't know if at the front Sawyer's got damage, but Pav's closing the gap real quick. Might be interesting by the end of this second stint here.
Well, I'd like to let the viewers know that this would be a great opportunity for us to read off one of their ads. If they had anything fun for us to say.
I know that
Make sure you-
Daehee Yoon wanted us to give a shout out to Josh Damiani, but we're in the other division, so we'll do a cross divisional shout out. You go, bud.
Watch after you saying that, Damiani Rex in D2, like right now.
Check the.
That's how powerful. That's how powerful our
Our curse is. Well, ask
Yeah.
Michael Jeffries. He's always hanging out in both. Is he hanging out in our chat tonight?
Well, I looked over at D2 and Damiani is in P20, so not the best race for him so far.
You hate to see it.
You really do.
Flows all over the back of Shackelford. He's looking for a window, but he can't find it. I'm surprised he lifted on the straight there. He probably didn't want to take the outside line into turn 2. He might get him coming down the mountain. He's plenty close. He's with it. He's got a 2/10 gap.
You can stay here, mate. I got Aoki on Ken Miller. Super tight margin.
They are close, and they are coming up on some blue flags. It looks like.
Good on Aoki for sporting the Nissan all season. What a champ.
And he's in P8.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's always been competitive with it, which is pretty awesome.
making
No
it work.
teammate, no problem. Just show up on race day and put down some laps.
But speaking of our D2 races, for those of you that are just checking out the stream, we are streaming simultaneously both divisions at one time. So if you wanted to, make sure you check out that race on YouTube. It's live right now. Give that channel a subscribe and follow, and you can check out the. Oh no, what happened?
Durban went straight at the end of the back straight.
Oh, he started breaking in the grass. That ain't gonna work, mate.
Dirt Rally 2.0.
And Gutierrez has a moment too.
Must have banged a wall.
Yeah, I'm going back in time here.
Back in time.
Oh! He had to slow down because the likes of Jack Patch was stuck in front of him and he loses a position. But good on Gutierrez for keeping it out of the Ferrari there. Good, clean, well anticipated driving. Well done.
I was gonna say, speaking of going back in time, that is the theme for season 4. Our throwback season. Hope you guys are thinking about liveries and ideas to go back in time and honor racing technology, pop culture, fashion, whatever you want to base throwback on.
Crude graphic design.
I hope someone does a golf livery and celebrates the heritage.
Oh no. Aoki.
Oh man.
Side by side with Ken.
Oh, that's a hard banger. Oh, it's a double banger. Oh, not the triple. Oh, okay, it's not the triple.
Yeah, I hate to see
What
it, man.
happened there? Oh. Just...
You
Tell
hate
you what,
to see
the
it.
stewarding team's
Oh.
gonna
Yeah, back in the pits. Good on you, mate. Now look at this mess here. We got a proper thing. As I get on board with Toddy, Toddy collects the wall. Toddy's trying to get out of the way of Pav. Manages to do so, and Pav splits the difference between him and JBMF Ruzik. Now the battle's gone. So we're going to let him be. But Passage on the mountain.
Yeah. Passage is in between Gutierrez, and they are bumper to bumper to bumper.
Duran, give me Passage's rear wing, please.
Yes, sir. Just let me find him real quick. That is Passage's rear wing in your picture-in-picture, mate.
Now that's a Wang.
Gutierrez.
What about
then
wait? What about Roderick's rear wing? That would get both drivers. Yeah, that would get both drivers. Yeah.
Which means I'll go to Gutierrez's bumper. We can see everything. Now we're seeing the sandwich. Instead of from the meat, from the bread.
executive producer Tyler Dadman James putting on all the views here.
Oh man, should I say let's go on board with let's go on board over here. Let's go
I
on
was
board
gonna
over here.
say
Dangerous
Shepard.
call.
Shepard was in P8 at the time, and then he has an absolute moment. Oh my goodness, that was a hard hit into the barrier.
Looks like Roderick is trying to get past.
You're missing the
Pass
battle.
it.
Oh, they're side by side.
We're back, mate.
They are side by side. Roderick has the inside on Passage, but he
Pass-
backs out. He gives the position back to Passage.
A lot of trust between these drivers. Could be trust, it could be a complete ignorance, but regardless, we're here still racing.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Got the onboard from the rear of the train. The wing from the front.
I was used to looking at onboards from the rear of the train. Takes him back to the college days.
Now that's a knife. Ulysses, what are you doing here?
Back in your pen.
Oh, you brought the Vegemite? You can hang around, mate?
I do want to, oh!
Yeah,
whoa.
Gutierrez did clip the
Into
wall.
it with the wall.
But Jan Rodrigues gets a horrible run. They're going side by side.
That was a monkey see, monkey do situation right there. Gutierrez gets the move done. Gutierrez got the move done.
Jan Roderick did a bit. He didn't want to get bumpy all over that inside line. Potentially lose it for the both of them.
They want to highlight our current championship leader and person who's walking away with this race, Mr. Sawyer, who is racing in his final D3 race.
Oh boy. I got on board with Lorenzo. I saw the gap to Patch was closing swiftly, but as we got on board, Patch decided to acquaint himself with the barrier, and he's now very well versed with what that feels like. Unfortunately.
Patch's windshield matching the camo on his hood. Pretty rough looking through.
Yeah, this Ferrari is a bit worse for wear.
But he's taking it back to the pits on 4 wheels.
The engineering crew is going to be really appreciative of that. Bring it home, mate. Better luck next time.
Patch. You got this, Patch.
Back on board with Gutierrez in P5, chasing down Passage. We've seen this battle once before.
Everybody loves a sequel.
I was trying to think of a sequel that's bad, just like notoriously bad, that
All
should
of
have
them.
like never been made.
All of them.
Is that true?
Well, I mean,
Come up with a good one.
Dark Knight. There you go. That's a good sequel.
There you
The Dark
go.
Knight was the best movie in the trilogy.
You know, The Empire Strikes Back. Another great second movie.
You bet. Man, did you see how bumpy Passage was over that inside line? My goodness.
That's a Ferrari for you. Oh, and Gutierrez goes spinning into the wall. Cheap
Oh,
auto, getting free advertisement.
And his
he
hood
just
popped open
teleported.
instantaneously.
Teleported. He was so close to the pits. Why did he teleport? He could have just spun it around and drove in. Oh, and that was the last battle we had on track.
His hood just doinks open after he collects it. Oh
Brutal.
no, yeah, mate, get that shit cleaned up. That's the extent of all our battles on track. Gutierrez was the last living and breathing hope of any battles. So we're just gonna go on board with Mr. Sawyer as he tries to navigate the mountains some more in his lonesome.
Oh, guess who's made appearance in the chat and wants us to show some rear ends? Kyle Guinness's mom. Show some cars in the back.
I can manage that.
We don't have any dump trucks on track tonight, but I'll tell you what, we got some real good ones. Some real wide bodies.
So we'll go from the back. Jack Patch getting his car fixed, holding up P23.
Rear end's been tapped one too many times.
Amen, brother. Philip Menzies in P22.
McLaren, nice and tight.
Nice
Mr.
and tight.
Mr.
Oh,
McGinnis is
Benderi
not
just
racing
touched the
tonight.
wall.
Lorenzo, where you at, buddy? There you are. He's having a night he wants to forget. From starting in the pit lane to holding up the rear of the grid here.
Doug's
Connor-
mom is familiar with night she wants to forget.
Yep, and Connor Farrell on the same team of tradies. They're having a nightmare of a night. Hanging out in P20. Harry Hill. Locking down 19th.
A Harry Hill, Harry Mound. That's not a bad. That's
a
not
Harry-
bad. Some people are into those.
A Harry drive up the mountain for certain. And then we have Rusty Shackelford, P18. And then Flo, who was one of the tragic drivers that got spun. And he's right behind GTG, who was the other driver that was in tandem doing the Austin Powers up the mountain. You hate to see it.
Highlight. Ruzik is heading into the pits to repair. I saw him hit the wall several times over the past couple of laps. He's probably thinking, you know what, I'm just going to repair and drive a clean last 10 minutes versus deal with this.
That's the smart thing to do.
All Audis in the back. You know, you're right. I see that from P18 to P21. We've got a little group of Audis. Shocking to see Audis in the back. It is not shocking to see the Astons in the front.
What I can tell you is that Aoki's holding down P13, and Mr. Sarver, who's driving an Audi, is in P12. And we were just talking poorly of the Audis. I'm going to give it 5 seconds for something to happen, and then we'll switch off.
Well, he's going through Skyline. You picked a hell of a place to do it.
I'll give him to the bottom of the mountain. Alright, he's keeping it off that curb.
He's taking it nice and slow. He must have the stream up in the background. He's listening in.
He's not touched the gas once since we've said his name. He's just going to coast all the way down.
Deep into the corner.
Nice and clean. Alright.
Good job.
Alright, young man. You go get him. Burtis in the
Alright,
KFC McLaren.
Our first strike.
We don't bat 1,000, but when we do hit, it's a home run. Burtis holding down P11. Robbie Toddy steady in P10. Dan Meyer with the bouncing White Castle hood. P9. Durbin, we've made our way up to a battle on track here. chasing down Shepard for P7, 3/10s back. I like Durbin's livery. It's clean, simple and clean, and he's got the custom SRA D3 branding on the side.
And on the rear end it says no dives.
P7 for Durbin would be a phenomenal result tonight after all the shenanigans he's had.
He started in 13th, so he's doing pretty good.
Who are the biggest winners and losers?
Well, biggest winner is Mr. Shepard. He's moved up 16 spots from P23 to P7, followed by Dan Meyer starting P25, moving up to P9. Pretty impressive.
We'll make it one less spot for Mr. Shepard because Legacy Durbin just got past him clean into the kink.
Durbin Legacy, the silent killer.
Silent but deadly, Mike.
Just like
Silent.
Ulysses.
Just like you. Crikey!
Well, there is a pair of teammates that are the biggest losers tonight, and it's the Bentley team. They are Toddy and Flo. After getting into accidents early, have both lost positions. Toddy lost 5, Flo lost 9.
They were in P1 in the team standings by only a slight margin, so that could be detrimental to their team championship for the season.
I'll tell you another loser for tonight. Our biggest loser for tonight is Mr. Gutierrez, who was looking like he could win this race. Mr. Miller just went off up in P6.
P6 Ken Miller coming down the mountain. Clips the inside pirouettes. Comes
Just
down
doesn't
perpendicular.
Aye. At least he wasn't completely perpendicular. He didn't have to pull off a signature SRA Bathurst 3.10.
And
3-point
luckily,
turn. That's lucky.
yeah, luckily for him, Durbin Legacy in P7 was far enough back to not even lose a position for the pirouette that he did. Another moment right here for Shepard. Battering his car on the way down, and he's going to teleport, isn't he? Oh boy. Yep.
Oh, he did.
All right, let's take a gander here. Yep, clips the exact same spot.
Away.
He clips the exact same spot that we just saw, and then he just drives away with it.
That promotes Kyle Miller to P6. We will see if it promotes Durbin to P7.
It should once Durbin passes him in the pits. We'll know in 15 seconds.
All right, we're at some dead space in the race at the moment. I want to hear... Oh, Gutierrez is literally hanging out in the pits. He's not even finishing the race.
Said GG's, boys. I'll see you next season.
That's a big oof scenario right there.
Oh, Durbin! An extreme Lewis Hamilton move. Went straight on in turn 1, and he went straight on deep.
He heard his name on stream. Oh, he didn't brake until... Whoa!
Durbin, that is not
Look
the
at when he
racetrack.
brakes. It's like at like the 10-meter board.
Maybe
Even
he had a
in
little bit too
the
much
pit
Foster's during his pit stop.
He's got Dan Meyer 8.3 seconds behind him. He's still safe in that position.
The only other battle on track right now is Flo following GTG. Shepard elects to pit from P10, and he's going down P12, P13. While we have some downtime here, who is your driver of the day? I want to see it in chat. Who do you want to give the spoils to?
Who's your driver of the day, Tyler?
You know, Mr. Meyer. I'm going to give it to Dan Meyer, who's had some rough races. but he started this race in P25 and just kind of just done his own thing, and he's up in the top 10 and P8. That's really impressive.
Well, as you say that, over the back of his wing is Robbie Toddy. He needs to make Dadman proud. Gets the shout out now. He needs to hold the position.
Passage is getting some shout outs in the chat. Passage started P12 and has moved up 8 spots into P4.
I agree. That's a stellar performance from him.
And Passage is chasing down Benderi because Benderi's got damage. If we talk about the deltas between their last laps, Passage is about a second faster lap. But the problem is there's 4 seconds, or there's a 4-second gap between them, and only 2 laps left in this race.
As you rounded that final corner here, Dan Meyer is going to lose the position to Toddy. Toddy was able to get up the inside on the final corner, and he's going to hold the position for turn 1. But Dan Meyer's going to get a really good run.
Unfortunately, Dan's got the outside going into turn 2.
But he's going to
get
realize.
God.
Wow. You got to remember, Toddy's qualified P5, so Toddy's got pace, and Dan Meyer's holding him off.
I think he's got some damage. As we see Hill have a moment, let's take a gander at what happened to him.
It doesn't look like it's.
Yeah, he just went off and collected some tires. Nothing crazy, but back to our boy Toddy, right on the back of Dan Meyer here. I'm gonna go to Dan Meyer.
Leaders on final lap now.
Oh boy, what in the world happened there? All right, we got a subterranean view of the mountain for a brief second. The leader is on the final lap. You heard it here first, folks.
Do you think so?
No, that's what the game said, but that's not accurate because
I don't think so.
yeah, Sawyer's gonna make it around in a minute. That's just good old race engineer being a little bit goofy. I haven't said it yet tonight. Dan Meyer of Team Tre Ragazzi, repping the White Castle, looking good.
Power Wrangler. I'm sorry. Poro Wrangler says, as it stands now, Apex is safe in the team standings for P1.
Is that the...
Oh, Toddy goes long. Dan Meyer's holding on for dear life. Dan Meyer might hold this position.
Dan Meyer is 1 second clear now. The next closest battle is Flo. Right on the back of GTG. As they ascend the mountain for the last time. Actually, for the second to last time, because the leader is right behind them. Don't pull a Dave Taflovich and Max Sanchez and assume the race is over 1 lap early. You hate to see it. Oh boy, this is getting dangerously close.
That BMW has got a loose rear end.
Yeah, and actually he collects the inside wall there as he's squeezed into it in a rather clean way by...
Oh, yeah,
Flo.
You're right.
Yep, but Flo has the much better run because of it. Able to capitalize, and he has the outside line, which is the preferred line here. You're going to see some really bumpy stuff on the inside. Flo slams the door shut. Says, this is mine now. Nice driving from the boys.
These boys will have 1 more lap.
Patch just wrecked going up the mountain.
All I'm going to say about Mr. Patch is that he joined the league and was owning the fact that he was the slowest driver in the league. Teamed up with Kyle McGinnis, and they're just 2 of the nicest guys, and they're trying to learn from scratch, and they've come such a long way, and seeing them tune in and week out whenever they're available to participate is just a spectacle, and I'm glad to see them continue to grow in their sim racing careers.
Big shout out to McGinnis's mom for raising her son right.
Amen. Well, Mr. Sawyer does take the lead, takes the win, and he is now facing into the soul of his rival, Pav, at the end there. They take the P1 and P2 respectively. Banderi rounding the final corner here to round out P3. Passage only a second behind for P4. Kudos to the gentleman. Roderick's awesome. P5 coming around. Miller has a yellow flag on the last lap. He's doing all right though as Jan Roderick's pass over the finish line for the final time in season 3.
Oh, GTG's getting flow. Coming down the hill. Oh, and they bump, they collide. They're still pointing straight.
This is the final battle for the final lap of the final race of season 3.
In D3.
In D3, no less.
GTG's got a good
He's
run.
going down the inside.
Think he's clear.
He's got him.
He is clear. Well done.
Oh, but Flo says, I got something in the mail for you. It's about to get sent. Hello, final corner, but GTG is too far ahead for any airmail to come his way. Nice job from the pair of them. GTG rounds out P8, Flo P9, and that is your race. Great job, everybody.
Is that our podium? Sawyer, Rodricks, and Miller?
That's the boys right there. So we're
Wow.
looking at Sawyer P1, Pav P2, Banderi P3, Passage P4, Rodricks P5, Ken Miller P6, Durbin P7, Dan Meyer P8, Toddy P9, Aoki P10, and I think there's some names missing. People must have left already.
No,
but
Sawyer, Pav, and Banderi is your top 3. For sure.
Okay, good deal. Tyler, can you work on trying to get them so that we can get an interview from the gents?
Here comes Sawyer. Austin.
Sawyer.
Hello.
Congratulations on winning the season 3 finale and the season 3 drivers championship for D3, the inaugural D3 championship. How do you feel?
Good. Pretty solid, pretty lucky. Pav and Gutierrez just took themselves out, so
They were battling right in front of you, and you just
I was just grabbing my popcorn. They had a good fight.
yeah, you did, all you had to do was finish the race tonight, so you really didn't have to pressure them, and they just made their own mistakes.
Yeah, and I tapped the wall a couple times. I was just nursing some damage, just kind of seeing where Pav was at.
Austin,
Yeah.
you just won the D3, the first D3 title.
Do I get one wish?
I want you to bring some mega energy, and then yes,
All
I will
right.
grant you one wish. Regrettably,
Don't forget your shoey, mate.
bring
Don't
me
have
some
any
mega
beer?
energy.
Uh-oh. It's going to have to be delayed.
Oh, it's fine. You have until
We'll do a good one. We'll do a good one for you guys.
you have
now.
until the 26th to give us a Shui video that we can put in the schedule and livery reveal stream. But
One beer for every win and a shoey.
you're gonna be plastered.
Oh boy.
Maybe.
Buddy,
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, congrats on a dominating performance in D3. I'm sure the likes of D2 will be welcoming you into their
Yeah, I'm
competitive
scared.
scene next season.
I'm scared.
Any
That looks scary.
anything that you want to reflect on for season 3? Any positive vibes? Any final comments?
No, it was just a really good atmosphere in this league. This is the first league I've done. Going into, what was it, Zolder was our first one. I had never done like a real race. So I think I was just kind of like nursing my way into, I think 6th or something like that. But I was like, oh my God, everyone's so fast. But definitely progressed a lot this season. It's all thanks to the community you guys have made. So thanks.
It also helps
Well-
that you play and practice a lot. So
Yeah, I was sweating for sure.
yeah, but good job.
My
For
seat
sure.
is full of
Hey,
sweat
cheers,
right
Pat.
now. Hey,
Yeah, we
guys.
have a full podium here. We have Pav from P2 and Banderi, who was just talking about his very moist racing seat for P3.
Dude,
Hilarious.
it is sweaty.
We're not so different. You are not.
It was great. What a race. That battle for P1, P2, and P3 was insanity when we were all going down the back straight. Not the back straight, the mountain.
Yeah, I'm still mad that Austin didn't slow down for me.
Dude, I tapped the wall a couple times for you.
I cannot tell you how many times I tapped the wall of elbow. Like, it was insane. I was like, how have I still managed to keep this position? It just blew my mind that I wasn't, like, in the pits for repair. But by my last lap, my steering wheel had that shake of the car did not want to go over 150. And I was like, I can pull it through. P4 is like 8 seconds behind me. Come on, McLaren.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was a good race. It was fun.
Traffic
Absolutely.
was pretty brutal.
Yeah,
Traffic
dude,
did
it was like you would catch up to me, and I'm just like chilling, like, and then like the back markers, unfortunately, up and down the mountain, kind of played into it.
Not unfortunately, like it was for me in the very end, but it was I
Yeah.
was like, oh man, he's stuck in traffic. I got this, and then I would catch them, unfortunately.
Yep.
So,
I was
Yes.
so happy about the back markers because you Astons have the advantage going up and down the mountain, but once we get the straights is when most of the back markers will move, and that's where I was able to catch up the most when I was starting to fall behind. Those back markers came in clutch. I was surprised there was not as much carnage lap 1 that I saw.
No, we were
I
thoroughly
think
impressed
the
with you guys doing a good job.
Yeah.
Something happened mid-pack. I think I passed like P8 or something, or P6 or I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
There was some carnage for sure.
the P4 Bentley, we were going too wide into that turn 2, and he backed out wisely, and because I had like half a car length on him, which is like
Yeah.
really surprising me. Like considering how last race went, it feels like everyone has done a lot better in terms of safety over position this race.
For
I
sure.
I think
I-
that overall,
Yeah, cheers to
just
the boys.
yeah, you guys as a division started the season all very much new to the league experience, and throughout the 8-week season, you guys have progressed immensely, and it's awesome to see. And we're excited to see you guys continue to improve and challenge the likes of even faster drivers in your career. So, congrats to the three of you, and we're looking forward to having you back for season 4. And
I want to highlight something before you let them go. Is that we actually have a tie in the D3 championship on the team championship. Baseline Racing and Apex Hunters have tied with 947 points to go.
Wow.
The website is saying Baseline Racing has won. They handle the tiebreakers. I don't know the exact formula. So it's not an SRA season without some controversy in the last race. I will look into what is the tiebreaker, but that's crazy.
it wouldn't
Oh,
be
I
an SRA
think
season if there wasn't some conspiracy at the end of the season.
Who is
P1?
in base,
Whoever
who's
won more.
baseline? Yeah, who's Baseline Racing? Who's on that team? I'm looking really quick.
Apex Hunter
is
the
the Bentleys.
Bentley boys, yeah. Flo and Robbie Toddy.
Did they get caught up? That was sad. They had some huge pace.
Yeah.
They got
Oh, damn.
caught.
GTG
They got
and
caught behind
Flo
them for a while.
both got spun, and they were
Oh.
perpendicular to the track, and had to do some Austin Powers finagling to get around.
Jan Rodrigues and GTG are the Baseline Racing team.
Nice. Yeah, they were very, very consistent all season long. I'm not surprised to see them at the top.
Boys, you know what that means is that pass on the last lap decided the team championship because the Bentley got passed on the last lap.
That's crazy.
Wow.
GTG was
Oh
able to
my
get those extra
gosh.
points on the last lap in the
Oh.
last corner.
Yes, it was GTG passing the Bentley. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh.
Calculated.
That's awesome.
That's insane.
What a finish. I'm gonna see if I can bring them up really quick. I don't see GTG, but I can bring up Rodrigues. Let me see if I can bring him up. And thank you, podium finishers. You guys can head on out and head on down for the race review. We've brought up Rodrigues. Jan, are you there?
He's usually muted, and he has to finagle his mic after he.
Wheel or something, yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. Usually takes him a hot minute, and then he usually just joins back again. So we'll give him a moment. But Tyler, can you do your SRA PR stuff and talk about the website and all the opportunities to get connected and what we can look forward to in season 4 in the off season?
Well, I would just say, yeah, if you haven't already, join the Discord, join the website. Website is simracingalliance.com. We are doing a lot of fun things and cool things coming up. Season 4 off season, we'll have League in a Week, which starts this coming Tuesday. It's 7 nights of racing. You can race as many or as few nights as you'd like, but it'll be a league structure in the fact that we will keep track of points over the 7 nights. It'll be 14 races, so 2 30-minute sprint races. You won't want to miss that. And then we will do our reveal stream, which will be awesome to highlight liveries and the schedule coming up, which next season is going to have a theme. This will be our first ever themed season, and it's going to be throwback. So excited to see what the teams do there. And season 4, we're anticipating having 4 full divisions. So no matter your pace, you can race with us. Get your friends to race with us, and join the league, join the community. That's what's made this so much fun, is racing with all these boys that you love hanging out with and chatting with. And we have some great racing, as you've seen tonight, as you've seen our championships come down to the wire, to the last corner, which Jan.
Yeah, I'm here.
Jan, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you realize that the team championship was settled by an overtake on the last lap of the last race of the season?
Yeah, no, I did. Jobri and I were talking about it. You know, we had a plan coming in, and unfortunately, he got taken out first lap. But yeah, that was tight, man. That was a great teams championship. I saw Day. He said that we're tied right now, but you know, I think it's already announced. Don't want you know, Michael Masi interfering with the results here.
You are tied, but technically the website has rated you first, and so I don't know how they do tiebreakers.
I do. Who's gonna donate more money? JK.
Patreon subscribers.
Well, you guys can tell me how many clean laps we had on that D3 race, right? That'll determine the donation amount. So.
Ooh, you're right. That is true. We got to look into that. But but you realize that not only that, you passed one of the Bentleys, so you had to pass your rivals to beat them on track. What a finish! This is literally like F1 last year.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, and Flo, I think almost, you know, he had an incident going just past the cut, and then he almost took me out, and I luckily dodged him, and then I think him and Jobri came together. So, you know, it was interesting, spicy between us for sure. But yeah, it feels good.
Now you do realize that you and Jobri will have to do a shoey video as the team champions, right?
Yeah, I think that's fine. We can figure that out. So.
Well, because if
can
you
be
don't
arranged.
do it. It'll be the ban hammer will come down on any winners that don't give us a shoey video. So.
No, that's fine. You just gotta, you know, we can do this IndyCar style. You can like mail me a gallon of milk, and then I'll do it that way.
Hey,
so
you can
I'll
do milk.
Do both.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying I'll do both. I'll do the shoe, and then I'll do the you know, the milk chug after the IndyCar kind of thing. So I'll do both for you.
Awesome.
As long as there's no throw up in the video, I'm cool with it. Well, Mr. Rodrigues, thanks for your contribution, my friend, and kudos to an absolutely mega season. We're looking forward to seeing you guys come back for season 4.
Yeah, definitely. And as always, thanks for putting this together. You know, it's greatly. You guys do a great job putting it together, and you know, thanks to all the coaches for all season. You know, definitely helped me a lot. I was like P15, I think, first race. I don't know where I was at this one, but you know, that improvement is all kind of down to you guys and the content and the coaches. So appreciate everything you guys do.
Oh, well, thank you for saying that.
Cool, brother. Well, enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll catch you again in the off season.
Thanks. You guys too. Bye.
Doug, go ahead and end the season.
There's only one real way to end this season, and it's with Dominic Duran's Aussie accent. So I'll say my piece, and I'll leave it to him. Thanks to everybody for the awesome participation and contributions that you've all made to the league. We wouldn't be anything without you guys, and we really appreciate your steady and steadfast participation. It really gets Tyler and me engaged in the rest of the admin team, where we can bring you this content week in and week out. But yeah, off my soapbox, I'm excited for all the content to come, and yeah, stay engaged in the Discord and our website, simracingalliance.com, to see all the stuff that's coming out over the next couple weeks. Go ahead, Duran. Stage is yours.
I can't deny. I'm pretty tired faking my nationality all night, but I will say, I don't know whether or not to break it right now. You know what? I'm gonna break it. Okay.
Here's the sincere Duran now.
I'm tired of that. It's been a long season. It's been a great season. The admin team just puts an immense amount of effort into making this the best NA league, probably the best league in the world. Unconfirmed, but confirmed in our hearts. We hope everybody comes back and joins us for season 4. It's gonna be awesome. Maybe one more division. Hard, clean racing. Great commentary, good times, good people, all that jazz. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will see you in season 4.
Good night, mates.
Good night.
Not.